This is Strictly Sports with John Binho.
The world is at a standstill and we're all learning to readjust. Even the world of sports isn't left out, and football fans all around the world are left to wait. The 2019-2020 season has already been declared null and void in Holland. All France have also ended their season but went ahead to crown PSG champions of the Ligue 1. You're welcome to another episode of Strictly Sports. My name is John Binho, the hard tackling and the super dynamic midfield maestro, a combination of Makalele and Javi N'Golo Kante and Andre Pello, where intensity and tenacity meet craftiness and guile. And today, we'll be talking about the effect of Covid-19 on football. We know the football world has had to deal with the challenges created by the emergence of the Covid-19. And that has led to so many rumors, stories, and suggestions regarding a number of substitutions in games post-lockdown should leagues resume and are mandated to finish the incomplete season in a short time frame. Also, La Liga will be resuming soon, the English Premier League will be resuming soon, the Italian Serie A will be resuming as well, the Bundesliga has already resumed, and Bayern Munich are already showing everyone where they should be crowned champions just already. So I went ahead, I spoke to a friend of mine who is a great analyst, when it comes to numbers, when it comes to statistics, when it comes to analysis in terms of football and sports. This guy knows his onions. He knows what he's doing. I'm talking about Raymond the Boy Somi, aka Radamel, aka Ray, aka Ray. Guess what he has to say? Just sit back and listen attentively because you just might learn a thing or two from him.
You're listening to Strictly Sports with John Binho.
Thank you, John, for that question. The effect of COVID-19 in sports in general is large. For example, the F1 season has not started. In golf, the PGA Tours have been postponed. People have even forgotten that this year was supposed to be an Olympic year. Olympic has been postponed. The Euros have been postponed. But if you go deep down into the effect in football, we need to understand that the wealth, the sustainability, and the support of this beautiful game is only derived by the mass gathering of fans. Now, yes, we are in 2020. We are supposed to be in the digital age. People are supposed to stream matches, but it's bigger than that. Football, as an industry, has developed this economy around stadiums that have led to the development of local shops, restaurants, bars, and even TV rights and advertisement. Now, the heart of football over the space of 2 months, and now it restarts in some parts of the world without the fans, has had a very big financial impact, especially the financial impact on this sport. If we breeze through leagues, let's talk about La Liga. La Liga, when COVID-19 was at its peak and when they were deliberating on what to do and what not to do, they were saying that if they were going to rebuild out, they were going to need something around 700 million euros to be built out. Now, this 700 million euros will be used to pay advertisement rights, TV rights to football clubs, and match day incomes. Now, aside that, but if you go to Serie A, Italy, where this COVID-19 had serious effect, they are estimated to lose around 700 to 1 billion euros. In the Bundesliga, which has restarted without fans, they are going to lose about 800 million euros. Then in England, there was no estimated value, but some clubs predicted they will lose around 40 million pounds. Now, the direct impact of COVID-19 on football is one thing that we call the match day revenue. Now, match day revenue is revenue gotten by the activities of a match. For example, Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Now, when I say match day revenue, when Manchester United and Aston Villa plays, the money generated by fans coming to the stadium is what one thing they call match day income. The activities when the club sells souvenirs to fans, match day income. But for clubs like Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Liverpool, the big six, their match day revenue is not much affected like that because the average general daily revenue got it from margin income for the big six is 17%. Now, Manchester United, for an example, gets around 100 million pounds. Yeah, 100 million pounds per match day when they play at home at Old Trafford. Now, this is because of the economy booming around Old Trafford. But for Manchester United, when we say 70%, that's if you remove 70% from 100, you're left with 83%. Now, why they are not affected much like this is because Manchester United do what they call season ticket holders. They sell about 51 or 52,000 season tickets to fans. Now, these are already paid for. It's an outright payment. You pay for it at once. They've already gotten their money. But if you go down to leagues like League 1 or League 2, you will see clubs that their match day revenue is about 70%. So without fans, without match day fans coming to the stadium, these clubs don't make money. And another effect this has had financially is the transfer market. Now, the transfer market has been blown into pieces. Leagues are running over the June 30th deadline. Now, contracts have to be reevaluated, and nobody knows the future of the transfer market because of this whole COVID-19. A lot of money has been lost. Now, one thing people need to understand is there are clubs that rely on the transfer of players from one club to another. When they sell players, they use it to balance their books. Now, nobody knows what that is going to be. That's that. Now, economically, this effect is beyond today, it's beyond this season. This will have effects on clubs for future. There are clubs that are already declaring bankruptcy. There are clubs that are going into administration. We already knew the situation of Bolton before this economic stuff. What's going to happen to Bolton Wanderers now? They were already in administration. The rumors of clubs like Morecambe Town in England, Macclesfield, nobody knows what it is now. Yes, the sport is awash with cash. If nothing else, the crisis should prompt a proper reassessment of the financial state of football. We all know that the game is awash with cash, but too many football clubs, John, too many football clubs are a match day away, a missed match day away from going to bankruptcy. So we plead with all stakeholders that this whole COVID-19 should prompt a total reassessment of the league and the game in general, and shock absorbers should be set in place so that football clubs should be able to stay afloat when there's a global pandemic like COVID-19. Thank you.
You're listening to Strictly Sports with John Benho.
All right, welcome back. I'm sure you learned a lot from what he had to say in terms of the effect of COVID-19 on football. This is why I call it wraps another wonderful episode of Strictly Sports. Thanks to Ray for joining me on this show and for giving me his 2 cents on the issue. Thanks for joining me on this fantastic sports ride. John Benho is my name, and I'm the super dynamic midfield maestro. Don't forget to spread kindness around wherever you find yourself. Also, practice social distancing, wash and sanitize your hands, and stay safe. Bye for now.